Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Binding of Isaac Repentance, where yesterday, when I played this game, I recorded a run with Cain, where I ended up beating the cathedral. Unfortunately, the audio of that run became a technical nightmare and more or less unsalvageable, so to sum up what happened in that run, we ended up unlocking Little Gish by beating Gish a number of times. We gave enough coins to battery bums that we got 2 of them to pay out with an item, which you need to do 5 times to unlock a trinket. And most importantly, we managed to unlock the Polaroid. Now I have uploaded the video without commentary because the commentary was the only part of the video that unfortunately didn't work. So you can watch that. The link for that is in the description, but it will be an unlisted video because I kind of just like this series to be consistent. But unfortunately that one just broke a little bit too much. But with that in mind, we now have access to effectively everything in the game. We can go any route we so desire, and with that, I will pick a random character and do a random kind of run. Today we're playing with them. So we're 2 characters. We can hold the drop button to move only one of them around, and if we let go of that, we move both of them. Both shoot at the same time, both have the same movement speed, and that is pretty much that. If you use a bomb, you drop 2 bombs at the same time. And it is a mess. If one of them dies, they both die, so it's not like you really have an advantage, rather you have a very, very large hitbox. If you pick up an item, it doesn't apply to both of them. I'll take that, I suppose. But you can take active items with 2 different characters, which can occasionally be useful. But for the most part, this one's tricky. This one is very tricky for sure, especially when you're not super used to it. I have had some practice with this. I have, on my main file, I suppose, unlocked everything with them. However, that was a while ago, so there is a very, very real chance that we are going to die. We have 2 health bars to worry about. There is potential for not really a game-breaking bug. That's not good. Yeah, not really a game-breaking bug so much as a game-breaking help method, which is that I don't know if it even got fixed yet or not, but there was a time where with the red one, Esau, if he picked up the dead cat, you'd have infinite lives. So really, realistically, if I see a dead cat, I will 100% just make use of that because, quite frankly, these characters are just very tricky to use. I mean, at the start of the run, it's not too bad simply because you have 2 characters to play with. And because of that, it ends up just being twice as much damage pretty much. If you can get through the rooms, it's not too bad. I also don't fully know how certain stuff like trinkets exactly works. Like if you break a poop with the poop trinket, for instance, does it or does it not always activate regardless of which character does it? We are getting a decent amount of consumables so far from the poops that we have destroyed. Also, I'm not really going very fast. I probably won't try to bother with stuff like boss rush just yet unless we find something incredible somewhere. But it can be a little fiddly. If you get flight on one character but not the other, for instance, you can end up in a situation where one gets stuck behind a rock and then it can be very difficult to get everything back in line. We are fighting Larry Jr. and it is the long one, which isn't too bad. That is probably one of the better bosses to get. They can split up into multiple parts, of course, but if we just do a large quantity of damage to the various segments and then try to focus on either the front or the back side, then it's mostly just a matter of taking care of one of them. So that is very, very nice. And with how that went, I'm actually pretty okay with that. I will take that with this character. And let's use the teleport to get into our super secret room. That's luck down, not great. That's bad trip, also not great. Luck up, or fair enough, I suppose. Right now that's pheromones. And the other one was another luck down, so that's a little unfortunate. We probably could have used a little bit of shenaniganry with this sacrifice room right here, but I'm a little concerned about this run, I'm not gonna lie. My character's currently very green because of the luck uphill, so I guess that's kind of nice. If we can figure out where our secret room is, we can probably bomb into there as well, and it is almost certainly going to be near the shop there. I think the shopkeeper actually did have coins in his eyes, so I will just blow it up over there. Once again, we can use basically the 2 characters to drop 2 bombs instead, for the price of 1 as well, which is pretty nice. But even with that, I'm just a little concerned. We have 2 keys. It's tempting. It's a little tempting to go into the downpour. But not that much. I can also do it just on the way back, or not so much on the way back, but on this floor as well. And that might end up being useful because you do get an extra item. And the thing about this character as well is that if you line up the characters right, then you can pick up both of the items if you just run up to them at the same time. So it does make the downpour item rooms and such a lot better, provided that you get a good item out of them, because there is of course a chance that the question mark item is just bad instead, and that's not so great. That is the burnt penny. Every time we pick up money, we'll have a chance to drop some coins, so that's pretty good. I will just make sure to touch both books with the same character as well. And I kind of like the teleport 2.0, but I don't know if I like it that much, so I will just go like this instead, get a couple more consumables this way. The teleport 2.0 definitely can get you into some rooms at times, which can be rather helpful, but it also, that's really all it does. It gives you extra access to a couple different rooms. It can, I don't know if it can lead to an IMR room actually. I'm just gonna quickly check on the description of this, because if it can lead to an IMR room, I am a little bit more tempted. And yeah, it does eventually lead to an IMR room, so you know what? With that in mind, I'm actually just gonna take this, because truth be told, I don't really care that much about that right there. I don't really care too much about the Book of Sin, so I'd rather not. The thing is, as the description said, it does have a priority system in terms of where it ends up teleporting you. And you need to basically get a couple charges at the end if you really want to go everywhere. So it can be rather fiddly. If you can find all of the different rooms and, for instance, also go into your devil deal and stuff like that, then at least you'll have been there once, and that does count as basically having explored it. And then I'm pretty sure you guarantee an IMR room afterwards, because there's just simply no more extra rooms that you haven't explored at that point. But it can be a little fiddly. Occasionally you'll see me just move the characters back and forth a bit to try and get them as close to each other as possible, but just simply because it makes aiming a little bit easier, but also because it makes just not taking stupid damage a lot easier, because my hitbox, even though it doesn't seem that big when they're this close to each other, the hitbox does make a huge difference, I feel at least, when it comes to trying not to take any damage from things. There is a full red heart waiting for us as well, so I might actually go into my curse room first before moving on, because I can just heal up the damage we take. And yeah, I'm just gonna do that. There might be a soul heart or something in there, so it's definitely worthwhile to check, I would say. There's 2 red hearts in there actually, so that's pretty good. That's 2 troll bombs, and in this one there is just a bunch of spiders, so pretty great. Let's heal back up using one of those red hearts. And maybe look for a shop. We can get a couple more coins from the blood donation machine as well, so that's pretty good. It means that if there is something interesting to buy, that is a tempting choice. If we end up having to sacrifice some hearts, let's just use it on this one because this character has a little bit more luck. If we end up having to sacrifice our hearts to the devil deal, then it's probably good to use a couple of those hearts on the blood donation machine first, but I mean, with rooms like these, you kind of get into trouble a bit. The item over there as well is pretty great, quite frankly, because it does mean that we know exactly where our secret rooms are. The unfortunate thing is that I have no bombs. I have 0 bombs right now, and that is very unfortunate. There is a secret room next to my curse room as well. Not exactly sure what my super secret room is, but it's likely next to the thing right there, next to the boss room. But I'm just gonna play this a little slow, Get some coins here, 11 coins, and we ended up getting a burnt penny, or a bomb there as well. So that is at least one secret room we can enter, so that is pretty good. I don't know if this super secret room's over here, then we can actually enter both, because we can just do this. I need to be a little careful here not to blow myself up. It can be a little bit fiddly for sure to try and not accidentally blow yourself up when you place bombs in opposite ends of the room, but yeah, this time around, if you're just a little wiggling, you end up working out that issue. The first of the two that goes through a door basically gets the thing. I will take this just because I'm not 100% sure if the 9 lives thing works as with other revive items as well. And genuinely, I want to take as little risks with this run as possible. That is Retrovision right there. X-Lax. Pheromones is not terrible, I suppose. Bad Trip is probably better than X-Lax because it can heal you if you reach 1 red heart. I will just go back to my item room as well, just for the sake of healing up that red heart right there. And I don't think there was really anything else that I would want at this point. I don't think this thing had a bag, I think, and that might be good. There we go, 2 bombs, not too terrible. Might have been worth to save the money, I suppose, so I can use the teleporter one more time, but that's fine. We're 9 minutes in and we're still in the basement, so that pretty much indicates how I'm playing this run right now. But also we're just not really getting that much health, so I would like to play it a little bit safe, I suppose. Let's just put these characters nice and close to each other, blow that up. Ended up getting a few more coins out of that, which is not too bad. Means we can also afford to buy a battery if needed. And also I probably should have picked up those coins with Jacob instead because he is holding the burnt penny, but I genuinely forgot. There is Pin, which is not the worst boss in the world, so let's hope we can just destroy him with relative ease. What do you got? Just 1 explosion coming from you. I will, of course, visit my devil deal. I won't pick up any of those pills in case it's telepills. It is Little Delirium. I truly do not care. And just in case it counts, I will actually go in here as well because I genuinely don't know. But let's just take this unidentified pill right there. Pretty fly, not bad. I picked up a bad trip. There is another luck up. We have health down. Are you serious? That's so bad. And speed up. So we ended up losing 2 full hearts already simply because of pills. That's not great. But we do know that health down is in our pill pool. And if we use it one more time on either of these 2 characters, it will be a health up simply because their health is at 1 red heart right now. So that's kind of good, I guess. And we'll actually blow this one up as well, just in case. We ended up getting more bombs from that than we lost, so that's not too bad. But I will now use this for the super secret room. I will destroy all of these poops, even if it takes a minute. And we got a black heart out of it, which is not bad. We got another black heart there as well. I have to assume that the poop trinket is counting for both characters because we are getting so much stuff out of this I Am Error room. But for this very specific reason, this item does become rather good. Because it does mean that you just end up... I Am Error rooms can be so powerful. There's a couple bad ones in there, but there's so many that just have items instead, and it's so good. So if you're moving around while you're holding the drop button, then you won't actually drop anything, so that's pretty nice. I accidentally picked up basically everything. Every black heart with the same character, which was kind of dumb, but that's just something I'm gonna have to learn to live with. We have 50 coins, so that's pretty good. And we can hopefully get some more health on this floor. I do need to be a little careful. I kind of forgot to use my book, which I used with the RB button, which is usually using a card, so that's fun. Remembering your buttons is a pretty important part of playing this character as well. I might take that instead of the poop trinket, actually, because we are getting to the point where poops are just a little less likely to show up. I will just do this with 1 character as well, because quite frankly, it's pretty horrendous otherwise. There we go. Trying to do any of those rooms with both characters can be really treacherous for sure, so I'd really rather not. But the extra damage that we're doing right now for having 2 characters is kind of nice at least, because quite frankly our damage is abysmal. We haven't really gotten any damage yet. That is pretty good. I kind of want to pick up that mystery gift for sure. One thing that I, of course, can do, because I have 2 characters, is to have one character carry the mystery gift and the other one the teleporter. And if the instance happens where... Found our key, not too bad. If the instance happens where the only way to get into my devil deal is with the teleporter, then at least I'll have a way to do that, so that's not too bad. Don't love this room that much, but we're making it work, kind of. We managed to kill the one on the wall while trying to dodge the one in the middle, so that's not too terrible. There is a super secret room waiting for us over there. I do not want to lose any of my charges to those flies either. And I believe that item, the fairy also shows up like crawl spaces and stuff like that, so that is also pretty good because it means I have to pay less attention to stuff like that. I'm just going to play this one with both, I think. Both do get invulnerability frames if you take damage, so that is pretty good. I'm tempted to blow this one up, but I'm also tempted to just give him money. On the one hand, the health ups are of course very good. That you can get from that character. You can also get stuff like... what can you get from that bomb? I actually don't fully remember now. But you can get some decent things out of it. That's really the main point I'm trying to make. But simultaneously, the devil deal chance is pretty good. We could get an angel room as well still, so that would be pretty great. And I am genuinely just taking as much time on this as possible because I do not trust this run at all. And I simply just want to try and reach unending. That's not me dying. And it is 100% not guaranteed. So we're playing it nice and safe. Playing it nice and cozy. Rooms like this at least aren't too bad because it's more or less similar. It's just that the timing is a little bit different because you're suddenly slightly more to the left or slightly more to the right than you would be on any other character. Like I nearly just walked into some spikes right there simply because I got rather close to them. The half a soul heart is tempting. I might actually try and go for that, but let's just look around a little bit more. Technically we could get something like a hangman card or something as well, so that would be pretty great. Let's just go get all these secret rooms as well. We have basically found both of them at this point, so that's pretty good. I will blow up as many rocks as possible because the fairy can only show up so many things, and if there was a crawl space there, I might as well try and check that out. Let's just put you next to these mushrooms and you next to the shopkeeper. Kinda hoping for something good there, but we did end up getting some devil deal chance there, so that's not too bad. Keeping the bad trip, not really sure why. I've been holding on to it this entire time. I also have a second character that can hold pills, so I probably should... Oh yeah, I still have that pheromones pill. Genuinely forgot. I will destroy a couple more mushrooms here, actually, because if we can get that magic mushroom, that'll be pretty great, obviously. So let's try that. Just a couple of verb pills, which, I mean, it's not bad. It's not bad by any stretch, but... I need to actually get a good pill to eat before using a bunch of those. But it might be worth carrying one for the run at least. So I might end up doing that. For now though, let's just keep moving on. We're getting a decent amount of health at least. I'm actually pretty happy about that. The IMR room for sure helps out a lot, but even... No, I was gonna say even without that we'd have a decent amount. No, we wouldn't. The IMR room was the main source of health so far, so yeah, I definitely wouldn't. Last Contact isn't too bad with these characters simply because you have twice the amount of tiers, but it's a bit fiddly for sure. I will also just use my devil card here because quite frankly, I don't like these. Don't love these at all. They can be rather fiddly with their large quantities of homing tiers, as you can see from the fight. But, yeah, I'm tempted by Lost Contact, but I don't know which character to even take it with, because both of my characters do not have a good build right now. And I don't really know what I want to go for. Clearly, Esau has slightly better health, and also my apologies if I pronounced that incredibly wrong, because I genuinely don't know. But, yeah, it's tempting. It's tempting for sure. I will just blow up this to make a bridge, and I will just pick this up with this character because the other one already has half a soul heart. And I don't want to deal with that. This is very fiddly for sure. Don't love this room one bit, but I think we've managed to create kind of a safe path over here. There is another entrance to our secret room over there, so that's fun if we so desire. There don't appear to be any crawl spaces or tinted rocks because I'm pretty sure that the fairy would point them out. So I don't need to worry about that either. So overall, it's a lot of niceties, I suppose. The curse room right there is a little tempting, depending whether or not we get a devil deal or not. But I suppose we'll see. For now, let's just move on. We have a fully charged book, so that's pretty good. If we do get a devil deal, I'll just run into it, and after that, I will probably just use the teleporter there. And we'll see if we can once again get an I am error room. This is probably my least favorite boss, simply because it is already a little bit fiddly. Simultaneously, because we shoot so many tiers, he does have a little bit more difficulty to actually get close to you. But it is, I mean, it didn't do any damage to me, so I'm just not going to complain any further. Latchkey. I'm just going to take that with... on the one hand, this one has 3 luck already, and 4 would be good. On the other hand, my other character has no health, so... I guess I have to. Don't love that, but fair enough. With this, though, I will just run into my curse room, hope there's enemies inside it, and then use the teleporter immediately. Then I can use the challenge room plus that curse room to recharge my item entirely. If there's a battery in here, though, there's not. And also, I forgot about this thing, which is silly of me. But I could actually put that in the secret room, thinking about it. That's actually not a terrible idea. So I'm just gonna take this. Interestingly enough, I don't know if we got more Devil Deal chance with that Book of Belial. We should, but I don't know if it works if the wrong character has the book or not. But I have to assume it does. Put that there. The game-breaking bug. I mean, it doesn't hurt. But I don't care for it that much either. I'll just take it, I guess. The game-breaking bug, it used to like fly around in the room, which was kind of nice, I suppose. But nowadays you can just press the attack button twice and you'll just throw it at them and it will re-roll the enemies, as it said. We might end up getting some use out of that. I will just put a couple coins in here. I'll buy the card as well, just in case. It's a Wheel of Fortune. There is still a couple things on this floor that we could blow up, so I might actually go for that as well. Also, I need to actually do this with the right character, otherwise I'm just going to get luck on the wrong one. So not really going that great so far. Let me just go to the bomb. I kind of forgot to blow him up, unfortunately, as you may have noticed by the, well, the fact that I didn't, really. But hopefully we can get some good stuff out of him if we just give him a bunch of money instead. We get a stars card, which is not terrible. Can you give me any item though? I do have a couple hearts here, so I can just do this. But it's not ideal. One more try. Yeah, fair enough. High Priestess, don't really care too much about that, but I will just place this over here, right next to the other one. Put Esau over there, place the bomb over here, and get, hopefully, large quantities of greatness. We get a luck down, a very small amount of money, and not much else, really. So that's a little unfortunate. I will take the stars card, though, because stars is not terrible. Being able to teleport out is just pretty nice. And I guess we can get a devil deal if there is nothing in our curse room. We could technically teleport from the curse room into our devil deal as well if there's a red chest in there, so that could be good, but unlikely, I suppose. It is just a bunch of red flames, unfortunately, but another stars card and a devil card, which I don't really care about too much, so let's go to the angel room. Look at that. That is a pretty damn good angel room right there. So I believe, and I haven't actually done this before, so my apologies if this goes very wrong, but I think if I do this, yeah, we end up getting both. So now at least both characters get some kind of a bonus. My other character now has a little bit more health. I kind of picked up the diamond thing with probably the wrong character because I thought you need to be at full red health, but I guess you don't. But since there's an angel statue here anyway, I might as well give that a shot. We are dealing decent damage now. The fact that we got 2 really good angel room items is just very, very lucky. So at least we have somewhat of a build going on right now. And I am pretty grateful for that. Kind of an awkward angle to try and dodge both the forward attack and the diagonal attack, but provided that the boss just stays at the very top of the room, it's not too troublesome, fortunately. And if he only shoots forward, that also works, I suppose, but so far, this boss is being okay. There you go. Now you're shooting weirdly. Alright, let's just carry that around with that character. Since we destroyed the angel as well, we can now also go to the challenge room, thinking about it. So, I'm gonna actually just take another stars card and just teleport out of there for maximum health. We don't currently have piercing, I don't think. Which is really the only thing stopping me from getting that Shield of Tears. Simultaneously, I might just take it because I think it would be pretty good. Just because we're 2 characters. If I had a character with a little bit more tier rate, because right now both of them have very, very similar looking tier rates. Also, I do indeed need to be at 1 full red heart to use the gem crown thing, but I guess it works immediately in the room you pick it up, so that kind of ended up working out. So I'm pretty happy about that. But let's do the challenge room, and then once again get an I am error room with this teleporter. There was a golden chest inside that gray chest, so that can end up being pretty good as well. Could technically get a little bit more tier rate out of it if there's something good inside there. Let's use the game-breaking bug. It just made the enemy disappear instead, so I guess I can... Nope, turn him into an underground enemy. Yeah, I'm not sure if I'm going to end up loving that one, but we'll see how it works out in the long run. It's rare that I actually double tap to do anything anyway, so... we'll see how that ends up going. We have a fully charged up teleporter once again. And we've been in all the rooms. So, once again, an I am error room that is right after my own heart. It is almost certainly going to be a nightmare, but let's see if we can at least make it somewhat manageable by just pressing the buttons in a slow but concise manner. Oh my goodness, I'm not really that familiar with what kind of I am error rooms there are, but knowing that this exists, I mean, this is just wonderful. Almost certainly this is just gonna end up draining my health way more than I would like, but because look at this. We've had so many enemies. We've had one so far with kind of a positive result, which was a heart that was scared of me. Other than that, it's a bit of a mess for sure, but let's keep going on. Yep, and more enemies, good. One of these things is gonna be an item, I promise you that. I do hope so. I'm just gonna use the book. There's really no point not to. There's so many enemies here. I accidentally pressed another button, but fortunately there were enemies inside it, so once again some more good use out of the book. 2 more red hearts. Pretty great. More enemies indeed. Let's just press this one for good measure. Even more of these. And a 3rd one. You know what? Let's just leave. Exclusively enemies and red hearts. Very good. Classic button situation. Very happy about that. Anyway. We have at least somewhat of a build now. We are dealing a little bit of damage, so that is making me feel a little bit more comfortable. We have okay health with both characters. We're both at effectively half of our maximum, so that could definitely be worse. I'm also curious if the I am error rooms are going to pay out in the later floors, because I'm not sure if they lead to delirium if I would to use the teleporter there, and of course if it is even going to be possible to get there. Because I think I basically need a battery of some kind on the later floors, but we'll see, I suppose, what we can get. We'll definitely blow this up, because there is also apparently a secret room over here that I neglected to notice in the previous room. So might as well. Just a bunch of coins, but that's not too bad, because I ended up being pretty low on coins in the previous floor, so I'm not too bothered by that at all. I could also just use the the teleporter a little bit more, I suppose, because there's really no true downside. I don't know if this could take me into my challenge room, for instance, because right now I'm clearly having a little bit of a difficult time trying to get in there. And it is going to prevent me from getting that I am air room for sure, if I cannot find a way in there otherwise. There wasn't the secret room next to it, so that kind of blows as well, but we'll see what we can make happen, I suppose. There is Mom's razor. Definitely a theoretical item in terms of how good it is. 2 coins and there's some bomb enemies. At least it's better than the I am error room with the 19 buttons in it that were all just a little bit worthless, but that's the way it is. I'm gonna use the game breaking bug. It just gave him legs. That's not what I want. Get that. This room frightens me a lot because there's just a lot of spikes for 2 characters to be walking around. But it ended up working out okay, I'd say. Get in there. There is greed, which I'm not loving. I would have liked to see that one in the secret room instead, but we did get 50% off and a large quantity of money, so we might end up being able to put a little bit more coins into our donation machine as well. I'll just give that to you. And a bunch more bombs out of our burnt penny, so not too shabby. I think this is a dead end. It is not. That is surprising. Actually, genuinely thought this was going to be a dead end, but fair enough, I suppose. I do need to remember to also actually look at the hey listen item every single time, because it can be easy to forget about. And if there's a crawl space or something, it's very easy to just look at him and just go, yeah, there he goes. Flying over a rock. Probably having the time of his life. And I'm just playing this a little bit carefully, even though I could deal a little bit more damage with with Esau there. I am startled with any rooms that contain spikes, basically, so rather not worry about that. There was a large quantity of wall enemies, which I think are all more dangerous than the little slugs over here, so I'd rather deal with those first. Well, we did end up killing a decent amount of them trying to do that, so not too bothered, I suppose. Also, we have a decent Devil Deal chance right now, simply because we ended up just teleporting in there and not actually having the door open. That is the magic mushroom, which I'm just going to give to this one, I think. It gives Stompy, really? I didn't know that. Either way. Actually, I might give it to this one, because that one already has a lot of damage, and the damage multiplier especially is... yeah, it's gonna make it stupid. I mean, it is clearly the crown that is giving a lot of damage, and I think if I take damage, it's going to remove a lot of that. But simultaneously, having a lot of damage on both characters in the end is pretty good as well, so I'm not too bothered ultimately. Even if it does make it a little bit more unpredictable, I suppose. Let's just get both of these. This is, by the way, pretty much going pretty good now at this point. It started off a little rough, but we are getting to a point where both characters are getting a really good build, and usually I pretty much just put everything on one character and try to get the other one to survive the ride, so I'm not too bothered with how this is going so far, for sure. So let's just try and keep up that track indeed. If we can get Mama Mega, I'd actually be pretty happy as well, because I wouldn't mind doing boss rush with this either. My health is a little worrying, but that's really the only downside of this build so far, I'd say. Let's just wander around this. I might just let Esau walk into the curse room there and teleport out once again. I should probably have done that with the teleporter now, thinking about it, but I haven't. That is, I could just give this either one, I suppose. That is 2 pills, X-Lax, and health down. Both my characters have 2 red heart containers, so that's a little unfortunate this time around. And the door stop, which is not a bad trinket. And at this point we have a decent amount of bombs, so I think I might just go with that instead. Use the stars card to get out of there. There was still a card in there. I think it was the tower, which I don't love, so I might not bother with that, but you know, it's there. Could be good. Probably some instances where it is pretty good, actually, but I don't think I'm going to bother. Carrion Queen, not terrible. Also, with the Book of Belial, that is a large damage up with the large quantity of damage multipliers that Esau has right now, so not too bothered indeed. Let's just keep up this stuff. Just pump them full of damage and make everything die. Second form of that boss, the Carrion Queen, of course, that's the name. A little bit confused by its movement, but having a large quantity of bombs does end up helping out a little bit there. Magic Scab, it is a luck up, so I will just take that with that one. And might as well give the other red heart to the other character right there. That is, I mean, I did say I was gonna do it. So that's exactly what we're gonna do. It does mean we don't get any more angel rooms, unfortunately. Unless we find some way to deal with that. That is Squeezy. Which I guess I'll just give to Esau, so he even has like more tier 8 as well. So he could use it. Yeah, probably not a great choice, all things considered, because this build was already pretty good, and there's a decent chance that he was going to go to Mega Satan with the way things were going, but I don't care. That's okay. I'm not sure if I can use the teleporter to get into the Mega Satan fight either, but we're basically going to be able to visit all of the other rooms. So I'm curious how that's going to work. The only thing we can't really visit is the Devil Deal, I suppose. But if we can get a Joker card, that would be pretty great. If we get a Joker card, I will definitely keep it until the end of the run, for sure, because there's no reason not to. I should use this. Because clearly this is taking a minute here. Don't love the quantity of red poops currently in this room. It does make the bouncing a little unpredictable. Unless you're very good at angles. Which I am very much not. Please. Please. Yeah, fair enough. We could have technically gotten like a battery. Which was pretty much the only hope I had of getting yet another IMR room there. And I do hope we get a little bit more batteries as we progress through this run. Because it would just be nice, really. But we'll see. I'm a little curious. We're not that stompy. I mean, it said stompy in the thing. Oh, right. I understand now. Because I guess it's part of the stompy transformation. And the stompy transformation doesn't kick in until you've gotten big 3 times. And that's why it says it's stompy, but it's not actually stompy. It's part of the transformation instead, because stompy is a transformation. You get the idea. You're all smart people. Curse of the Labyrinth. That's not something I'm truly happy about, if I'm being real, because that limits the amount of shots we're gonna get, and I wouldn't mind getting at least 1 extra one. So I'm not too happy about that. I could technically get that as part of the conjoined transformation, but I don't really care that much. But who knows? I might change my mind on that if we get flight somewhere on this floor, I guess. That is a lucky penny. Yet another luck up further on characters, so very good. At least we'll be able to find our secret room in this Excel floor, even though there are some obstacles, obviously. We have a fairy that will tell us exactly where it is, and that is very nice. And that is half his soul heart that I can't quite reach. But perhaps, again, if we find some kind of flight somewhere, that would be lovely. And if there is a tinted rock or something like that, and the fairy sees it, it does move significantly quicker, I do believe, so I'm not really too bothered about missing any of those. The door stop is keeping the door open behind me, so if I get into a particularly spooky room as well, then I don't need to worry about it, because I can just leave. And there is some pins in this room, but I mean, we just have so much damage. Not bothered at all. That's a golden bomb, so might as well blow up everything we see. But only really the things we need to, obviously, because we know where things are. Don't love this room. Just a lot of monstros, and magnets can make tiers a little weird, both mine and the enemies, so can make it a little bit more tricky to dodge for sure. I'll take the health on that character because his health is a little bit lower at this point. Might as well use that right there because this fight's gonna take a minute. Well, although with the damage we're dealing, with that character right now, it's actually not too bad. This is pretty much acceptable, actually. I can live with this. I'm a little bit disappointed that I didn't go for Mother this run, because I feel like this build is very capable of just doing all the hard things. So, yeah, some mistakes were made, obviously, but I will say that this character makes me really nervous to play. And I think that ends up... On the one hand, I'm super cautious most of the run, and you can kind of tell, I think, because I feel like I'm taking a lot less damage than I ordinarily do. In terms of just silly things. Like, I'm a lot more aware of what's happening right now than I ordinarily am when playing this game. And because of that, I'm a lot slower usually as well, but it would have been good to make some different choices. In terms of strategy, I'm not like too satisfied with the choices I've made so far, but hopefully I just want to make it to the end. That's really the main thing, you know? I don't fully know what the best direction would be to go into right now. In terms of whether or not I should do the chest first or the lamb. Because, I just genuinely don't know, really. Just haven't really done the research on that department. Because I wasn't expecting to get a random Jacob and Esau. I mean, obviously, there's always a chance when playing a random that you can get these characters. But that doesn't mean that I'm going to put in the work to prepare myself for this nonsense. 2 of diamonds and X-lax. Knowing what card that is probably a little bit cheaty, but you know what, fair enough. Was it this floor that had the conjoined transformation? Because I think it was. I will just give that to you because you have very high damage and that's going to deal oh so much more damage, so that would be pretty great. I will once again find my secret room before entering that shop right there in the hopes that it gets greed out of the equation, because if greed shows up in my shop, I'm going to be very disappointed. The fly is going to deal pretty decent damage as well, so I'm pretty happy about that. Provided I don't take too much damage all over the place. So far it's at least the same character that's taken all the damage, so I can kind of appreciate that, I suppose. But it's a little sketchy. Let's just make a bridge here. We have one part of conjoined already. Let's just make that a second one. And that's why you mustn't rush with this character, because you're gonna take silly damage from your own bombs. Truth be told, that is how it goes with this character, and it's very avoidable if you just take the time, but I always get to that point. I always get to that point where I stop. And it's never good. It's never good. Let's just quickly run in here, place the bomb, and then run to the top left of this room. 2 soul hearts from that. That's so good. Just wanted soul hearts from that, and the fact that we had golden bombs to try and get those is just really nice. But we are also just one part away from the conjoined transformation. If we can get that last part, then we're just going to shoot so many high damaging tiers, and that would be pretty great, obviously. I will take that with that character. There's like a part of me that's tempted to go to the beast, but simultaneously, tainted this character isn't great. It's an interesting experience for sure, but it's... I mean, you know how much anxiety this character has been giving me so far, I have to imagine, just by looking at the run. And the tainted version of this character is significantly worse when it comes to just anxiety-inducing madness. So I just really don't want to bother. But I know at some point we have to, so it's like, this is definitely a build that's capable of defeating the beast. And I do kind of struggle with the beast for sure as well, with this character, simply because it's a bit fiddly. Like, his attacks are just rather large, and my character is big, and it's just it's a big old mess. But the fact that we also got the dead cat, the dead cat is just very useful during the beast fight. So it is tempting for sure. Let's just blow that up right there. Another item room with the magnetizing tears. I'll take that with the character that currently has the highest tier rate. by a significant margin, by 0.02. It's pretty good. There is a tinted rock there, as told by my friend, with just a bunch of bombs inside it, which I can appreciate, I suppose. And unfortunately, we didn't end up finding the thing there. We didn't end up finding greed, which is a little disappointing. It means that greed is very capable of being in my shop right now, and I don't care for that. I'm surprised one of those pins survived and even took more than one hit of damage, but fair enough. Let's go in there. You'd think blowing these up would be easier with 2 characters, but I genuinely do struggle a lot more. And might as well just teleport out of there, because there is still plenty of rooms to recharge the teleporter once again. Don't particularly need to use any of the cards, nor do we need to take any damage from that. The flies are more or less going to deal with most of the danger in this room, I would say. Because by the time anything is going to get close to me, it's going to just get a fly thrown in its face and explode. So, pretty good. There is Mom waiting for us right there. Even though we have golden bombs, giving bombs to this one is just going to take our bombs, unfortunately. So we do not get any benefit from that. And we can just exactly charge up our teleporter one more time before going to the Mom fight, kind of. I mean, we can charge it by going into the Mom fight and winning, basically. So that's not too terrible. Hope we get a devil deal. Didn't get greed, so I'm pretty happy about that. Unfortunately, also didn't end up getting the Mama Mega, unfortunately. But I'm curious if we can get it by just using the teleporter. I picked up the habit with that character specifically because he does, wow, alright, blue candle, pretty good. Specifically because he does have the teleporter after all, so it's just kind of nice to be able to guarantee that charge. Let's just buy everything here, actually. Accidentally bought a battery out of fear. But it worked out, I suppose. Kind of. I don't think I really wanted to buy that, but fair enough, I guess. Yeah, I definitely didn't want to buy that. It would have been a lot better if I didn't buy that, because then I could have just used it again if we don't get a devil deal. But fair enough. That's mega fatty. Right, there's another boss. Why did I use it there? Good question. Because there's 2 bosses and I got scared? Yes, indeed. That seems like a pretty valid reasoning. And so far, I don't really regret my choice. The Mom fight isn't that tricky after all. Also surprised that this door stays open, actually. I knew the door would stop certain things, but I didn't expect it to stop that, so fair enough. And with that, we will go into the Mom fight now. Which shouldn't be too difficult, I assume, unless there is a magnet on the foot that is making all my tears go away from the actual thing I can deal damage to. So that's an unfortunate circumstance that I was not aware of with the lodestone, but I mean, now we know, I guess. And any knowledge is a good life lesson. So, there you go. Didn't get a devil deal, unfortunately. Let's just take both. Yeah, let's just take both. We have a damage up on the strong one and some defense on the other one, so that's pretty good. We can do this to get over here. That is part of the conjoined transformation as well. We'll just take that with that character and get the transformation. Sacrificial altar is actually quite tempting, but I don't think I'm going to bother this time around. No. So just gonna make sure, is this a full heart of damage I take? If I do, let's see, just angle you over here, put the bomb over here, run into the right. Yeah, that is a full heart of damage I take with each bomb. I'm not sure if that's gonna be worthwhile, simply for one more IMR room. However, there's only one way to find out. Just put you over there. Yeah, I'm not loving this strat very much, but fair enough, I suppose. And one more. And that is a full charge with an IMR room with Midas's touch. So I guess that wasn't so great, but it sure was a learning experience in the end. There's a large quantity of pills here, and I don't know if any of them are really good. There is speed up, so that's not too terrible. There's another speed up, which I guess both characters just get half of a regular speed up, so that's kind of good. Let's give this one all the defense in the world. Give this one some luck up. And some luck up. And some luck up. And yeah, that's really all I care about, I suppose. If somehow we manage to get some kind of luck-based item, that would obviously be pretty great, but if not, then we get what we get. We'll just have to do our best. Curse of the Unknown I'm not loving, but fair enough. And I really wouldn't mind some Spectral Tears, actually. That would really make my day. It would make life a little bit easier on rooms like these, but ultimately I'm sure we'll manage to make our way through. Also, I'm pretty sure we're technically invulnerable, so I mean, it doesn't really matter that much. But, yeah. I would not mind the perfect ultimate safety. Rooms like this I don't really love either. Just a big hole and a large quantity of tears. It's kind of hard to tell what's going on. We do not know what our health is, which I don't love either. And yeah, because I'm big, and I will fully blame that on being big, I took some more damage there, so pretty good. Shouldn't have taken the experimental pill there probably, but oh well. Ay, 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 ay. The magnets are causing some interesting effects. I take the magnet every time because it's just not that bad of a magnet, but maybe I shouldn't use that as a reason to take magnets. Just because there is suddenly a magnet that's kind of okay doesn't mean magnets are actually good in the actual game. That's a large quantity of batteries, which makes me feel pretty good about life, so that's nice. That is Lust, which is probably not even going to get close to me. And Hematemesis. Don't love that on that character, but fair enough, I suppose. Kind of nice to know that it's in my pill pool, at least. So, another great case of information helping us out, kind of. I can appreciate it. I will once again try and clear every room on this floor, even though so far I'm struggling a bit. I'm struggling a bit with not taking damage on this floor, very clearly. Also, you can see me losing the damage from the crown every now and then, but it will come back the moment I leave the room, so that's why my damage keeps going up and down the entire time. But yeah, we're struggling a little bit, but not enough to not make it work, I suppose. There is a secret room right there, which I appreciate. That is not bad, if I can get it. Let's just bomb that, though. We get a soul heart, which is not too bad. We currently have a 100% chance of a devil deal, so that's pretty good as well. And I will just do the same thing on the other side. If I can get flight anywhere, that would be so good, because that's 3 extra hearts right there for a character. Very good defensive item, clearly. 8 luck on that character as well. That's pretty silly. Yeah, I guess I'll just go in here. I'm not sure which character I should be doing this as, because I'm not sure what Esau's health is right now, but that is a tricky thing about this curse, isn't it? Alright, teleport out of there. Just a simple poop boss, which I'm not too concerned about with this build, because we're dealing large quantities of damage. And just some hands as well. So far, this floor, it's dealing decent amount of damage to me, but mostly due to my own undoing. Hopefully we can get a little bit back into practice again and not take much more damage for the remainder of this floor. There is enough batteries on this floor that I can more or less guarantee that I can get another I Am Air room, so I'm happy about that. And if we can get that on something like the chest or something, that would be pretty great as well. Also, I guess I might as well just go to the chest simply because we haven't really very easily been able to go there, rather, unless we put in a large quantity of effort. And even though we didn't see the Polaroid unlock, we might as well make some use out of it. That is the Hanged Man, and that is exactly what I was looking for. Now, I did take the damage with Esau. However, I still feel like I should probably take the item with Jacob, but I'm not sure. And that uncertainty is going to make me just take it with this one instead. Use the Hangman for HP up ×3. And the double deal chance is pretty much irrelevant because it is 100%. So hopefully we have a decent amount of soul hearts on Jacob right now. We won't end up losing our devil deal chance. But we'll end up seeing that as we go along. The doorstop, very good for that room because I don't want to deal with it right now, but we will have to deal with it eventually. But again, I just don't want to deal with it right now, and I can save it for later, so I don't mind that. That is definitely one of the nicer things about the doorstop. Occasionally you find a room and you can just say no and leave. And I appreciate that. Another battery, so clearly we have enough batteries, so that's nice. That is Loki, 2 eyes, which isn't too bad. Let's try that again. Yes, Loki is not too bad. Let's move away from the door for no real reason, because, yeah, that's actually, it feels odd. I don't think that's always been the case that the boss room stays open, but yeah, fair enough. Take that, enter the double deal, another great conjoined transformation item, but I think I will just leave that alone. And if I use the teleporter now, I'm pretty sure it's going to put me into this room, so we'll actually have to clear this up a little bit at least. I think, I might be wrong, but I can do this and the button stays down, and that's mind-blowing to me. But it does help out specifically with that room that it works that way, so once again, the door stopped, proving itself in a really strange way, but it works out for me. Let's teleport. I was kind of curious if that was going to take us into the whatchamacallit? The challenge room, because we technically hadn't completed it yet, but I guess it doesn't, so I can appreciate that. Let's just take Cube Baby with that one, because why not? More Eternal Hearts appear, I don't really care too much about. Get everything I can find over here. And I think I picked up an Eternal Heart with the other one, so let's just leave with this in hand. I do need to remember that Book of Belial. I'm not using it. I do need to remember I actually have it. Yeah, I have a large quantity of red hearts with that character, but not many soul hearts right now, so I do need to be a little wary of that. This room I don't love, but the enemies got slowed down, fortunately, so that worked out. And just moving along. Trying not to take any unnecessary damage. The Cube Baby genuinely, I believe, saved my life there in terms of not taking any damage, so I can kind of appreciate that. Always nice when the Cube Baby comes through, because it's just kind of unusual, I suppose, to even really be able to use it very frequently in a way that's controllable, so having it work out, that's just very nice. It's just very nice, isn't it? Was genuinely struggling to find the fairy there. I don't know why, I just couldn't see it. That's why I kind of wandered around the room there for a second to see if there was maybe a secret room. Yeah, the Cube Baby's freezing a lot of things. It's pretty great. I appreciate that. Once again, I would like to find my curse room just so I can teleport out of it. I have a couple more charges left on this device right here. If there isn't a curse room, I can also appreciate that, I suppose, but in the instance of a curse room, I would like to find it as quickly as possible. This room's fine. Just a bunch of these ones. We deal so much damage that it doesn't really matter too much. It's a big floor. Is this an Excel floor? Because it is quite large, but I guess it is the womb, and the womb is rather large as well. So it adds up. It adds up, I suppose. The nice thing as well is that with this character, you don't really need to worry about taking the Polaroid or the negative simply because you can take both. So in any run, you can make any decision about which direction you want to go into, and I kind of appreciate that at least. There are some positives to this character, but it can be just very difficult to use because of how you have to end up playing the character. And again, I will say that this build is pretty much blessed by just godlike RNG. So it's like, it's not really representative of the horror that can be this character. Like, so far the game's just being very nice to me. I'm not sure where my fairy is again, actually. And if it's next to a rock or something, I would like... Yeah, it's next to a secret room, so that's worthwhile. Yeah, it's a character for sure. To put it mildly, it's a character. I can at least like choose not to do these big rooms, so at least I have enough charges to use the teleporter at the end. And that's just a nice thing about the door stop. We have 2 large rooms remaining, but I will actually just leave this small room alone as well, just in case. Because it might end up being useful. And there is indeed a curse room here. There is a secret room to the north. which is fine. I would have loved it if it was next to the curse room, but it is unfortunately not to be. Blow up that. And that is just a bunch of money, but also a shopkeeper, so very much worthwhile. There is also a challenge room over here, which I'm not sure if we managed to visit previously, but given what is in here, I'm guessing this is a boss type challenge room. And let's just take this. I'm a little curious if I would just leave right now, if it would still, in terms of the teleporter, count as completed, simply because it is a challenge room and it seems to not care that much about stuff. But I'm not going to worry too much about it right now. Pretty happy about the PJs though. That does give me a lot of security on this character. So pretty good. It is an item that I feel like I'm finding fairly common in the challenge room with bosses. So yeah, it does show up decently frequently. I'm just going to play this normally. Surprised that hit all of them actually, but fair enough. And let's just teleport out again. And this time around, the door is unfortunately closed because we just came out of nowhere, so we didn't have a chance to put our doorstop in the right location. Technically, there is a chance to find a beggar, so I'm just gonna look for that. A coin or a battery beggar would actually be kind of nice for numerous reasons. One, because I just wanted to pay out and just have more progress towards unlocking that trinket, but also just the extra charges on my teleporter, of course, is just really nice. I'm not sure what the last pill I took was, but I'm pretty sure it is luck up, right? No, it's pretty fly. That's actually not bad either. I will take that with this character.
Pretty fly.
And let's go into this trap door. There is the pointy finger. A great item indeed. You deal some amount of damage. I think it just said 16% per tick or something like that. It points at enemies, it wiggles around. It's just a lot of fun. It's a good item for sure. In terms of entertainment, I'm not really sure how good it is in terms of usability of any kind, but I can still appreciate it for what it is. But let's go fight the boss. I'm not sure if we're gonna have to deal with a devil deal or not after we do this boss, but we'll see, I suppose. But I would like to get that devil deal. Would appreciate it. Until then, though, let's see what we get by just running around the room. Once again, should have just used the book, didn't matter, though, but, you know, it would be nice. Got the double baby for beating that boss with Jacob and Esau. And I'm not sure if there's really any reliable way for me to get batteries on this floor, but I don't think there really is. Which I don't love. I would have loved to get an IMR room on this floor. I'm not sure if that would then just give you one option of where to go, but it would make my choice a little bit easier. But with that, let's just teleport out. I guess I do have the habit, but I don't really want to take 4 hearts of damage to get it. Even though I clearly did previously, so I don't know what my decision-making process really is, if I'm being real, but yeah, fair enough. Let's try this. You take that, and then you just leave the room, because that is a decent amount of extra damage. And we're gonna get another red heart anyway, so I think that's fine. Yeah, I could... maybe I could just play the machine for a bit. Otherwise, I'm just gonna go to the cathedral, I guess. But maybe we can get something... I don't know if you even can get a battery out of these. I so very rarely play these machines. I know you can get flies out of them, but that's really the only thing I know. And the dollar bill, I guess, which is a thing I still need to acquire at some point. So I could, I guess, just do this for a bit and see if I can get the item just for the sake of having touched it. But simultaneously, I can just do that whenever I want if I get a particularly stupid run as well. So it's like, Also, I could just have these characters run in the same direction in the same way and not struggle so much with touching both of these machines, but I don't know. You know what? I don't feel like doing this anymore. I'm just gonna go to the chest. Just have a casual run. Definitely shouldn't have taken devil deals because then I would have been able to go to Mega Satan a lot more reliably, but that's fine. Let's just focus on the chest for now. Not really sure where an IMR room would take me, but with the habit I can pretty much guarantee one provided I keep a normal amount of health. So let's at least try to do that. This isn't great, but it's survivable. Again, should have taken the Ouija board, because I think the spectral tears would have helped in that room, but fair enough. There is a tinted rock here, which I have spotted. And let's just get into that one. Yeah, pretty much full health on both characters, which is amazing. Very pleased about that, so let's just keep that up. This teleporter probably would have also more or less guaranteed that I could have gone to the chest anyway if there is, well, with the habit especially, it would have genuinely guaranteed it. Also, occasionally you make choices. I think one of the Geminis got stuck in the wall or something, but it was not exactly what I anticipated when I pressed those buttons for both of them to do that. But yeah, fair enough. That does happen on occasion. I should probably keep a lot of health on this floor just so I can charge up my item again at the end. But I'll see about that, I suppose. Oh, yeah. Concerned about hands because I don't really know where they were, but it worked out. Also, this is a pretty slow run for a number of reasons, but I'd say first and foremost would probably be the fact that with an item like this, you are going to clear every floor entirely. And that takes, even with a good run, does take some time, unfortunately. I will simply just shoot over here because I don't want to do this room with these two characters. The camera is kind of tricky to use in a room like this when you split them up. And that one just didn't want to go. I will actually just go in here because it's a cursed room and we need to visit it anyway. Teleport out once again. Just a bunch of ghosts. No worries there. But I have some faint hope that I can get into an IMR room, at least on the chest, provided that you can get there with the teleporter. Because I read something about crawl spaces as well, and I don't know if that's the only way to do it in the chest or something like that, but we'll learn about that today, I suppose. Provided we get, we don't accidentally take a whole bunch of damage somewhere along the line, I suppose. Technically, I still feel confident that I might be invulnerable. And I am living my life with that in mind, which, even though it might be wrong, I will just take that chance for the rest of my existence during this run. But I think the invulnerability used to happen when you couldn't see your lives on the other character, and I'm not sure if I'm remembering that right. But we'll see about that, I suppose. That was kind of close. That's 3 rotten hearts, which is not too bad, actually, at this point in the run. Because I'm going to take full hearts of damage every time anyway. So I might as well have some extra flies while we're at it. We'll use the book this time because I remember that I have it. And just really need to stay close to him. If I can just have Esau not take damage, yeah. Well, Esau didn't, so in a way that's good. I'd rather not take any damage at all, but it does get a little bit more dicey when your character is twice as large as any other one. Alright, so that's at least a cathedral beaten with this character as well, so I can appreciate that. That is a beggar, but I don't think I can reach it. Well, I can reach it without taking damage, if I do it right. It's a little fiddly for sure. Because I do want to have one character be on this side, but technically not impossible. Let's just do this. But I don't mind playing this beggar for a little bit, since I have a large quantity of money at my disposal right now anyway. Come on. There you go, the portable slot. There you go indeed. What a time to be alive. Alright, let's leave that alone. Tempted by those gray chests as well, because technically they could contain soul hearts and stuff like that as well, but I can't really be bothered. Probably is worthwhile though. I will say that. Almost certainly it would be worthwhile to check it out at least, but it'll probably work out. I only need to take 4 hearts of damage to go into an iron arrow. This is probably not worth it, is it? If there was a lot more health on this floor, I would definitely consider it, but as it stands, I think I'd rather just have the health for the chest for sure. Because I'd rather not waste it in such a silly way. Also, there's a challenge room over there, so that's 3 more charges. Actually, we only really need 1 more charge, I guess. Can I get to that side? Actually, I'm not sure. Let's put you a little... Actually, just put you above the flame. And then just do this. That probably works out just fine. No health there. Yeah, I'm genuinely not sure if I can just put a bomb over here or something and that it would create a bridge like that. Not like that. Can I do it another way? I don't think so. Maybe if I do it over here? A little bit closer? No. That's a shame. There's 2 gold chests there. I wouldn't mind having those. But I unfortunately couldn't quite figure out how to do it. If I can find a hangman card again, that'd be nice, but it's not guaranteed, obviously. Let's just let the flies and the finger do all the work here, I suppose, and there's no real reason to try and get close to them. Mr. Boom is a bomb. That's all I have to say about that one. Yeah, let's just teleport to the Devil Deal. That's the second part of Guppy, but I feel like it's fairly unlikely we're going to get a third simultaneously. For only 1 red heart. I don't mind trying it. I guess no, I think I'd rather have the book. I think I genuinely would rather have the book, so I'll just take that instead. But let's do the challenge room. That should at least recharge our item quite a bit. And I believe the I Am Air room is pretty much guaranteed to take us to the next floor as well, so pretty good. If I take a hit of damage here with the right character, then it would have fully charged my item. Unfortunately, I made the wrong choice there. There is a soul heart on the floor though, so that's kind of nice. But I will probably take that with this Sal, given the damage that I have taken here. Also, definitely, once again, should have used the book. Because it's a full charge. It's a full charge. Because it's 3 battles. Yeah, alright. I'm gonna open this spike chest. Right here with this character. Charge up that item. And finally, I think I'm going to open those 2 great chests just in case. Because I genuinely don't have a real reason not to except for laziness. So let's instead do it like a clever person and just do it. Whoop. Place 2 bombs. And unfortunately, just a large quantity of coins, but still, now I know, and that's important to me somehow. And look at that, even though we just unlocked the Polaroid, we don't need it. We can get our health back and a luck up again over there. Our luck is at 9, which seems about right. Bombs are key, which is not too bad. I'll take that battery as well. What was that pill again? Retrovision, good. And a great chest. Which is fine. Yeah. Let's go like this. Now, I'm genuinely not sure, again, if you can get an I Am Air room like this. We got the stairway, which I don't think I've ever actually had, so I'm not 100% sure how it works, but I do believe it's quite good. This is a part of the conjoined transformation. That is very strong. Yeah, both of those, actually. If you take this, is that bookworm? No, it's not quite enough. But I think I might take this instead of the other one for now, at least to charge it up. To just have a couple more hearts available, because I am going to take some damage to charge this thing anyway, so I might as well just make the most out of it. Another chest with shrink ray. That is the fun guy transformation. We now have a big mushroom hat and 1 more red heart container, I believe. The mushroom hat's a little bit hard to see through my robes, but it's there. You can see it, you know it's there, and that's really the main thing that matters. I kind of also just forgot to pick up that 4th item, so that wasn't like a strategy thing. I just genuinely just walked past it. Because it's just one of those items which I kind of forget has a purpose, so I just tend to walk past it. I guess it's kind of good to have an item worth re-rolling, but I should probably just take it, huh? I probably should. Chance to fire concussive tears. That's what the item does. And it's not like it's bad. It's concussive tears are fine. But I just don't really feel that strongly about exclusively concussive tears. Maybe I should have taken that with the character that has 9 luck. That would have been a smart thing to do. And yet, here we are. When we take damage with the wrong character, though, our damages go down quite significantly. But that's why we have large quantities of health to play with. That is sad bombs, which I'll take. Could be good. Occasionally a sad bomb can more or less insta-kill a boss if I use it right, so not too bad. Okay, ball. I should at least touch it. I genuinely don't remember if I had touched it on this save file. Where is my super secret room? Is it over here, little friend? Yeah. Yeah, it is. That is a bomb beggar, which is tempting. I have a large quantity of bombs. Simultaneously, there's no real purpose to giving bombs to the bomb beggar. There are some decent items you can get out of it. It's usually just bomb-based things, I suppose. But, I currently don't feel like it. I'm keeping the world card in case I can go to the void. Because there's a chance, plus the chest, I'm gonna have to go through this entire floor anyway. Whereas with the void, I do not, because, well, I don't have to, simply enough. So I would rather avoid that if I can. My tier rate is really the only thing that I don't love about this build. I mean, obviously the build itself, it's very much a fine build. It deals a lot of damage quickly until I make a mistake, upon which it deals an average amount of damage. But it's pretty okay to just get through this horrendous world right here. But I am concerned about delirium with this tier rate. If I can get a little bit more of that, that'll be wonderful. Let's move this thing a little bit closer to that secret room. I got a golden sad bomb as well. That's pretty cool. Take that. That's 2 conjoined transformations in one run. My damage lowered by a rather significant amount, unfortunately, by doing that. One character deals 20 damage, the other deals 2. Very reasonable. Very balanced. I don't love this, but I will take it anyway, because I think the tier explosions are going to deal a pretty significant amount of damage. Also, as you can see, the many friends are spawning from the enemies that I'm currently destroying. And that is what the item I just picked up does. That gave me the conjoined transformation. I could probably heal up a soul heart at the starting room. That also works. I can do it over here if I just move these things around a little bit. Use it right there. And then give it back to you. So you can continue to charge it once again. Getting a lot of frozen enemies there, which ended up, I think, dealing a pretty significant amount of damage. So I'm pretty happy about that. And these 2 again, which are dying a little bit quicker now. So that is nice. Having both of them actually hit with their tiers is probably helping out a little bit as well. We've gotten a decent amount of items in this chest as well, but I'm not really too excited about it just yet. There we go. That's mostly just because I love to have more tier rate. It's really the main thing on my mind right now. So if we could just get a little bit of that, it would make this build just that much better. Destroy these real quick. Go, and just the boss to deal with now. It is blue babs, just a bunch of shooting to do here. If we just surround them with babies and magnetize them, then before you know it, this fight will be over. Definitely not a very, very difficult fight at this point in the game, especially with a build like this. We did not get the good stuff. Unfortunately, didn't get a delirium portal, but let's see what we can do with this. There is a devil deal here with the contract from below, which is a little tempting, not a lot, but a little. Anti-gravity, which I don't care for that much. Having said that, with this character, maybe. Simply because of the tiers up. Yeah, sure, why not? Now I need to take some damage. Of course, the best way to take damage, famously, is in your secret room. I was kind of hoping there would be spikes in there or something. I don't know if there is spikes on this floor. There probably are. There probably were flames in the room with the bomb beggar as well. At least we only need to take 3 hearts of damage because we managed to get a hit in. Yeah, there used to be flame. What? Where's the... Okay, pointed at the flame. That was my bad. At least, we did end up getting some charges from that devil deal. At least one charge, rather. But let's just do this a couple of times. Just move you to the bottom. Just need to do it one more time after that. And then I will just quickly switch these items around one more time. Get my health back that way. Very good. That just takes you to the devil deal again. That's really unfortunate. Kind of wish it didn't work like that. Kind of wish it would take me to either Mega Satan or Delirium, so this doesn't feel as quite a big of a unfortunate circumstance, because that's really the main way I would describe how this went. But we did complete our first Jacob and Esau run, I suppose. So all in all, could be worse. We've seen this ending. We unlocked Birthright, which is very good sometimes. We'll see that. It has a different use depending on the character, and in some characters it just does nothing, so it can be kind of rough. But yeah, we got some stuff done. We didn't die, so you know what? I'm gonna take that as a victory. I'm perfectly okay with how that went, but definitely shouldn't have taken the devil deal. I think that really was when the run went in the wrong direction strategy-wise, because being able to do Mega Satan would just be a nice little thing to get out of the way. But unfortunately, it is what it is. With that, though, I hope you've enjoyed it. Next time we play, I'll see what I do with another character, and I hope to see you all there. Bye-bye.